It's about choice and control. Being able to live your life how you want, and not how somebody else thinks you should live it. I'm Ozzy Stewart, and for the past 26 years, I've been using what are known as personal assistants, or PAs. People I employ to be able to fully participate in society in ways many people take for granted. A growing number of other people are also beginning to arrange their own care rather than relying on others to do it for them, which is how things were traditionally done. It's part of a move towards what's called personalisation. The idea that the individual is best placed to know what their needs are and how these can be met. I've teamed up with the National Skills Academy for Social Care to learn more about people who are making the move towards personalising their care. We are finding out what they want and making sure they will have all the support and tools they need. We want to get the picture at the grassroots level, to hear what people have to say, to record their thoughts and experiences, to learn more about what they already know, and to find out how the Skills Academy can support them. When we looked at the previous research before we started this, we began to see gaps. And most of the gaps tended to be around certain impairment groups were just missing. People with learning difficulties, black and minority ethnic communities, the deaf community, older people. We began to realise that although they may have been mentioned in research, they were never really consulted. So we thought, if we wanted to really be inclusive and value added in terms of what we're doing, we need to go into the regions, talk to these people who have not usually been spoken to.
If you ask anybody in their life, if you ask them what independence means, when you tie it down to the nuts and bolts of it, it's about having your choice, control and freedom.
You really start to appreciate the ability to choose who you want to hire and when you want to hire them, rather than going back to the prehistoric ages of having agency staff come in, knocking at your door at 5 o'clock in the morning and telling you to get up when you don't want to get up.
Where would you like to live? Home?
Yeah.
People opting for personalisation either use their own money to arrange their support, or they use direct payments, which is money passed to them by their local authority. Either way, employing people to provide your support doesn't just involve hiring people and making sure they arrive on time. There's a lot more to it. Things like payroll and sick leave, and a raft of other responsibilities that are routine for every employer.
You've got to employ people, right, for a start, and then you've got to be responsible with the tax and whatever.
The business side is a bit of a nuisance at times because you want someone to work for you and you want them to do the job, but to be able to do all the other bureaucratic stuff in the background is kind of a bit of a hassle, but it needs to be done.
We need people to sort of explain it properly and advise us, because we need support and advice with things like this.
Because more people will be using PAs in the future, we are especially keen to learn how the Skills Academy can work with them to provide the support they need. We'd look at how best we could support you in terms of training and advice and information. We're looking at individual small direct employees, people like yourself, so you get a feeling for what training you would require to make sure it works better for you in terms of employing in PAs, in terms of managing the budget, all the things that direct payments, implications of direct payments can have, and also information. What information's out there that can help you with that. The message we kept hearing was that although people wanted to know more about how to arrange and manage their own support, often the information just isn't getting through. It isn't getting to the people who really need it.
A lot of it is just reactive. You have to approach them, you have to kind of find out yourself. But a lot of it is, even if there is support, it's not proactive, it's not being reached out to clients. You're kind of just thrown into it, so you just have to find your own feet, so to speak.
Yeah.
But it does, you do have to learn quite fast.
Right. Often, the information is not available in a format people can use.
It's really difficult for me because
of course.
my English is not really.
Of course, very good concerns. Very good.
Michelle Daly is a veteran disability rights campaigner who has always taken control of her own support needs.
I think often some of the issues is reaching the different groups of disabled people, and sometimes that is because the services have not made themselves accessible. They're not making that information easily available so people are aware appropriately. It may be presented in a complex way. And not maybe in the appropriate language, because sometimes English is not the first language, it's sometimes the second, third or fourth language.
For people that are blind, we need it in Braille, we need it in lots of different medium, so that people have an understanding. And then we need it at grassroots level. That's the most important part.
As we spoke with people around the country, we found a lot of good materials and resources that have been developed by some really clever and dedicated people. But accessing them continues to be a problem.
The problem with these products are that they're hard to find. They're scattered all over the place. They're poorly advertised. Nobody knows about them. What might be going on in Hampshire, which is really good, won't be known about in Cornwall. So what I think our role is, rather than trying to reinvent the wheel, is to actually try and collate and pull together these products and then advertise them in a way. Personalisation, independent living, have choice and control isn't a mediocre thing, isn't just a thing you do. It's something that should be valued, highly valued. And I think our products should reflect that. So we should be always looking for excellence, looking for the best products which will best suit people and actually motivate them in terms of what they're doing. We couldn't have guessed any of this. We couldn't have double guessed some of the issues that came up. Had we done it virtually by internet or by phone or even as a forum in London, we wouldn't have captured this. By talking to people in their homes, places where they feel secure, feel comfortable, and going to share with other people, has been, I think, of great value. Because we've gained from that, we've learned from that. Well, I certainly have, anyway.
Find out more about the National Skills Academy for Social Care at www.nsasocialcare.co.uk.